what's your process in just getting back to work, putting Monday behind you, or learning from Monday and then moving on to the next opponent?
Yeah, it's a quick week. Quick turnaround. Recover yesterday, right back out to work today, and just focus on the job at hand, and that's Washington this week. Ready to get to work. We got the installs going in. About to hit it on the practice field, and so you watch the film, you learn from it, correct your mistakes, and just focus on the details and the fundamentals at practice, so you can be your best on Sunday.
Hey, Nick, what are your impressions of their defensive line? Obviously, a lot of first-round picks and a lot of investments they've made there.
Yeah, they're very solid. I feel like it's a strength, one of the strengths of their team. They're very solid. 4 really good players. All across the board, all 4 of them, and they do a great job. They're good with their hands. They're aggressive, and but I like our guys up front. Our guys battle, and they're super talented, and so I'm ready for the challenge.
Nick, what has Trent Williams brought to you guys, and have you been able to sense anything for him this week? Is there something special for him this week going up against his former team?
I haven't talked to him about that yet, but I'm sure it'll be an exciting week for him. But every week is for Trent. He's an incredibly talented player, really cool teammate. I really enjoy being around Trent. Just talking to him, really cool dude, and obviously a leader. He's very strong leader in this locker room, actually. He speaks up when things need to be said, and he's obviously, his resume speaks for himself, but I'm very thankful that he's got my blind side.
Hi, Nick. Can you take us back maybe to the halftime of the game, the last game against Buffalo, just how you guys try to rally up and prepare yourselves for a second half comeback, and what that entails?
Yeah, well, I think we felt like we could have done some big things. I think the challenge was Buffalo did keep the ball for a while. They did a very good job of controlling the football. So we just needed to find a way to stay out there. There were a couple mistakes that held us back on certain drives, but we felt like opportunities were coming. And so we're just rallying together and staying solid through the process.
Hey, Nick, now that you've been down there for a week and kind of settled in, have you kind of found a routine and kind of your new normal, and if so, what is it?
Yeah, we have all the resources that we had in San Francisco for the most part. So my routine has been very consistent. Day after the game, work out, get a warm-up in, keep my body loose, get some treatment, things like that. Get to watching on your next opponent. Watch a lot of film after the game on your next opponent, so you're knowing what you're going against in practice on Wednesday, which is today, and then you get your installs on Wednesdays, and then right back to it. And so you're working on your mental game plan, and you're taking care of your body at the same time. And so everybody, support staff, has done a great job to keep us to be able to stick to the routine.
Nick, your throw to Brandon Aiyuk was the longest of the season for the 49ers in terms of air yards, and then you also try to hit him deep on that opening drive that drew a pass interference penalty. How is he on the deep ball? How is your connection there? And what about him in that aspect of the game, going deep?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to take those shots. Going into the game, we felt like the opportunities to take some deep shots were there, and Brandon has all the talent in the world to run those type of routes and make those type of plays, as you saw on Monday night. So I love that connection, and I'm really excited about his potential and his results in the field. He's a baller.
Nick, just curious if you've ever spent any time studying Alex Smith, and I guess this might sound like a dig, but it's not. But just given that you guys might share characteristics in that neither of you have the strongest arm or the greatest athleticism, if there's anything about his game that you've tried to pick up over the years.
Yeah, I think I haven't studied, you watch film of guys, but I haven't studied him too much in particular. But you do see him on tape, just watching other teams and things like that. And the thing that just talking about efficiency, I think that's the biggest thing. He's doing a great job of leading that team, and he's playing very efficient. And that's what I'm striving to do every day. And so, yeah, he's a great player, great career. And obviously you admire his toughness. I mean, his story is incredible, and his resiliency is incredible. So a lot of respect for him as a quarterback.
Hey, just wondering, after Monday's loss, is there a renewed sense of urgency? Like, we've got to run the table now to get in those playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. And I think the biggest thing that comes with that is just focusing on the details at practice. Just fundamentals. Me personally, I know there's some fundamentals that I can keep working on to be as efficient as I can be. And I think that's the biggest thing, just details, urgency, like you said, and just going back to work.
2 more guys.
Nick, you talked about how everybody has their routine down. You guys have adjusted pretty well to kind of having your new home away from home. But you with a young family, how much more challenging is that for you? How is your wife dealing with everything? Just kind of an overall feeling about being apart.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously wish we could be together, which hopefully she'll be able to come out with a little one at some point. But I mean, I've been so wrapped up in football that I haven't really even thought about logistics and stuff. But it's a challenge. But I mean, when we have OTAs, we're away for 6 weeks and things so we're used to being away from each other to an extent. So it's not really too bad. But you're just focused on the job at hand, really. I got to play football, lead this team, and appreciate my family's support. I know they always love me and got my back.
Nick, the TV cameras caught you on Monday night, kind of showing some frustration after some plays. I'm just wondering, when we see you like that, is it because you didn't see it the way you should have? You didn't execute the throw you wanted? Where does your frustration lie when it comes to stuff like that? And then how do you go about correcting it and not repeating the play that led to that frustration?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think every play is different, so I think I would really have to see it to understand which plays you're talking about. But there were some sequences during the games when I thought I should have made some plays and I didn't. And so if I'm ever showing frustration, I'm really just frustrated at myself, knowing that I can execute.